We're going to kick off the awards ceremony with a new award, the Reserve Driver of the Season. For those guys that made it to permanent race seats, they've not been included in the candidacy for this award, so let's have a look at who the candidates are. RDB 86, he took a reserve seat in place of Ant 69 at Russia, Mexico, Brazil and Abu Dhabi in the World Series.
John 94 Rhinos had a race at Mexico in the World Series.
Melstar 12, he took reserve drives at Australia, China, Brazil and Abu Dhabi in the World Series.
Azamort 590 had 5 races in the World Series at Austria, Spa, Italy, Singapore and Mexico.
Aha! Danny, he got his one and only reserve drive in the World Series at Brazil.
F1 Roadrunner had a reserve in each of the leagues in World Series. It was at Brazil, World Championship, Abu Dhabi.
W Butler 89, he got his reserve drive at Mexico in the World Series.
Mr. Hamilton 44 had 3 reserve drives in the World Series at Canada, USA and Mexico. He also had 3 reserve drives in the World Championship at Spa, Singapore and Abu Dhabi.
Lefty Hardtail, his opportunity as a reserve came in the World Series at the Circuit of the Americas.
Armas Maranello 55 had 6 reserve drives in the World Championship at Canada, Hungary, Russia, USA, Mexico and Brazil.
The last of the contenders is Drew 871105. He had 2 reserve drives in the World Series at Brazil and Abu Dhabi.
Front Row Racing's reserve driver of the season is Mr. Hamilton 44.
Huge congratulations to the guy with the coolest name in Front Row Racing. It's Mads. We'll go through some of his statistics in a moment, but I would just like to say also a huge well done to all of the reserve drivers from this season. Special mentions to the likes of RDB, reserving for Ant 69, and also RMS Maranello, who had some fantastic results. I would also like to add a massive congratulations to It's Hammer Time 44 and K Slay 1, who started out as reserves but took permanent drives in the early stages of the season.
The reserve system at Front Row Racing has worked really well this season. The drivers have been able to show what they're capable of doing. Many of the reserves had teething problems with recording their races that affected their results. Talking of results, Mr. Hamilton 44 was the only reserve driver to win a race, let alone win a race in the World Series and in the World Championship. Those victories came at Mexico in the World Series and Abu Dhabi in the World Championship, where in both of the races he took pole position to the checkered flag in style, showing exactly what he is capable of doing.
Now, you mentioned there, Steve, that many of the reserve drivers did have teething problems, and that's one of the benefits of the reserve system. It allows them to come and give the league racing a go, and that's exactly what Mr. Hamilton did. He would have had better results in his earlier races than he did achieve had he been able to get on top of his recording or not having corrupted footage. But a fantastic showing of, as you mentioned, what he's capable of, and it has earned him a permanent position in Front Row Racing's World Championship for Season 7. He's also one of my picks for taking the title.
Front Row Racing's reserve driver of the season, Mr. Hamilton 44.